Boom! What's going on, everyone? How's everyone doing? I'm eating a Huel bar, and yeah, we're here. We're here to talk about the subject that everyone wants to talk about right now. How will the coronavirus affect surplus funds and average? First of all, if you guys can hear me, drop a drop a two in the chat box. Let me know you guys can hear me. I want to make sure everyone can hear me. We're gonna do a live Q&A on here as well. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually send this URL out to some people and get people excited. Get them excited about this because we're here to talk some business. Let's see. If you guys are watching the replay of this, go ahead and skip past this. Little intro part here. I'm just making sure we get some people on so we can have a good stream today. Okay? Anyway, if you are hopping on here, guys, drop a 2. Let me know you guys can hear me. I'm talking about how the coronavirus will affect surplus funds and overages. I know everyone's panicking right now. Everyone's like, oh my God, the world is ending. The Dow Jones has dropped. How far has the Dow Jones dropped? Dow Jones. Let's see how the Dow Jones is at today. The Dow Jones is down to barely over 19,000. Damn, 5% today. That's crazy. I know a day where it dropped like 10%, 13%. It's gone from 29,000 a month ago down to 10,000, a third of its value. We are in the absolute financial apocalypse. Everyone's finances are exploding. Trust me, I know, guys. I'm fully aware, but I still want to make sure that we get enough people on this live stream. So let me go ahead and copy this link and post it in the Surplus Fund Mastery group. Let everyone know. If you guys have some questions for me before we jump into today's topic, ask them below. I don't do these very often, but I figured since we're all in quarantine anyway, why not let it fly? Why not let it fly? Hopefully everyone's doing well. If you guys see, normally I would never stream. Oh, that's a great thumbnail too. Normally I would never stream on a Friday, but I figure everyone's at home anyway, so this is the perfect time to stream. Sean says 2. How you doing, Sean? Welcome to the stream. Jennifer, how you doing, Jen? Hope things are good over there. Christopher. Now, guys, I'm actually, I probably shouldn't say this, but California right now is on a statewide stay-at-home. I'm not at home. I'm at the office. So just putting that out there. But yeah, I'm excited. So I want to talk about how the coronavirus will affect surplus funds and overages, because I know a ton of you guys are probably panicking a little bit, not just with the surplus fund thing, but just in general. It's kind of a crazy time. I mean, you guys have, I'm sure, heard all the stories of the toilet paper, okay? You guys have heard all the stories of the just the craziness that you can't buy. In fact, I'm going to stream real quick on Instagram as well, just so we can get that double stream. Sydney says, what's good, Spence? Awesome. All right, so now we're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. We're talking about how the coronavirus is going to affect surplus funds. Sydney on YouTube says, what's good? Sydney, life is good. I had a great week this week. Everyone's panicking. The world's going to end, okay? But I'm feeling pretty good as always, Sydney. It's always good to see you. But I want to talk about how the coronavirus is going to affect surplus funds and overages, because I know all of you guys have been emailing us, oh my God, what's going to happen? How is this going to affect everything? And oh my God, the world's going to end. And so I wanted to talk about that and give you guys my opinion on what's going on. Taylor's hopping on Instagram. What's going on, Taylor? Tyreek, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Pablo, Brian, hope you guys are doing well. I'm going to wave. Anyways. But, yeah, guys, so I guess I'll just jump right into it then now that I've delayed this long enough. What is going to happen? Now, first of all, I'll just say this is all my opinion. I don't know, right? But this is the truth of the scenario. The first thing is that all financial panic is going haywire. You guys have heard the stories, obviously, of the toilet paper and all the craziness. You can't even buy essential goods at the store right now. And I actually have my own story. So I went to the bank just to withdraw a couple $1,000 just to have it in cash on me. And, I go there, I'm like, hey, let me withdraw, whatever it was. And she looks at me, she says, oh, and she started laughing. She's like, yo, we're running low on cash. I said, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, we're having some people withdraw money. We're running low on cash, which that was a little bit scary, to be honest. I don't know if you guys have had that. Jose, what's going on, man? How are you doing? Let me wave to Jose too. But yeah, so that was a little scary as well. So I've definitely experienced it a little bit. You guys don't know, I'm based out of Orange County, California, and Orange County's basically been on, I want to say lockdown, but it's been on, really, really tight. Like they're closing a lot of things down. It's pretty close to lockdown. And then yesterday they announced a statewide stay-at-home thing, which no one's really taking that seriously, to be honest. But yeah, so it's definitely a crazy time, to be alive for sure. And the question is, how is it going to affect business and what we do? And really, there's a lot of good things, and then there's a lot of bad things that are going to, in terms of the pros and cons of how this is going to affect surplus funds and overages. And I'll start with some of the bad things. The first thing is that, the other day, I don't really watch the news that much, but in times like this, I'll watch it a little bit more. And so I was watching one of the news coverages on President Trump on his he's done a bunch of them this week, but one of his speeches. And he was talking about how the HUD department is basically going to start delaying foreclosures. So they're delaying foreclosures by 60 days, which really freaked me out. I was like, holy crap, like that's not good. But then I looked into it, and it's really not that serious. They're delaying FHA foreclosures and VA foreclosures, but conventional foreclosures they don't have any power on, as far as I know. So that's the good news there. Obviously, that's not great because they're delaying things. I could really see tax overages getting delayed and tax sales getting delayed by 60, 90 days, something like that. That's totally possible. So that's kind of the bad news. The good news is on the flip side, people are in complete panic mode and they want money as quickly as possible. So like we're having people, some of our students are having leads that like they've called 100 times and they've never called back. Now all of a sudden just this week, be like, oh my gosh, like how can I get this money? Like they're in complete chaos mode, trying to secure as much capital as possible. So our conversion rates with our calls and with our marketing has been tremendously higher. We're seeing the same thing with our education side and getting people into the program and wanting to get a side up at Surf and Mastery. People are way more into it and like wanting to get signed up and all this. Probably not as much with Surplus Funds because obviously it costs money out of pocket to join, but with Surplus Funds we've seen a noticeable difference with a lot of our students of just their marketing being a lot more effective. So hold on, we're getting a bunch of comments on the screen. If you guys are, by the way, if you guys are enjoying this on YouTube, drop a like, ask some questions. Let me know. We got like 12, 15 people on right now on YouTube. What's going on Instagram? Pablo says, do you like boxing? That's a great question, Pablo. I'm more of an MMA guy, to be honest, but I do like martial arts. That's exactly my question. Well, Jose, I'm glad you made it then, Jose. I don't know why I looked at the camera as if you're on YouTube because you're not, but Colorful says, hey, what's going on, man? Hopefully you're doing well. Awesome. All you guys hopping on. If you guys have questions, feel free. Post them down below in the Instagram chat or on YouTube. I want to answer as many questions as I can for all you guys. What do we got on here? I saw you at Costa Mesa. It's a weird thing to post. All right, Pablo. I understand. What was I doing at Costa Mesa? That's a interesting thing. Sometimes I hop on these Instagram live streams. I get a little concerned, to be honest. But anyway, back to the topic. So again, the bad news is like they may delay some things. The other side of things is that this is a really, really, really great time. If you're right now, if you God forbid, if you've gotten laid off, and if you have, I do send my regards and my respect to you because I know it's a tremendous time. On a personal level, I have someone very, very close to me that happened to be laid off a week or two before this whole thing broke out. And so it's really, really a tough time for that. And I totally understand. Because, it's such a tough situation to be in, especially as major industries like the travel industry and obviously the tourism industry, kind of the travel industry, and just retail and stuff like that is starting to really slow down. And obviously we've seen a huge hit in our economy. But I will say, if you guys can see behind me on YouTube right there, and then on Instagram right behind me, that's my favorite guy, John D. Rockefeller. If you don't know who that is, he's the most successful business person of all time. In today's money, he'd be worth about $600 billion. And one of his famous quotes is, the time to buy, meaning the time to go all in on something, is when blood is in the streets and everyone's panicking. And right now what's happening? Everyone's panicking. I'm looking at, and this is not investment advice, this is just my own personal take. I'm looking at, what's it called? Carnival Cruise Line stock, and it's dropped 75% in the last 2 weeks. It was at $40, now it's at like $9. I mean, that's amazing. Boeing. Boeing is down to I think it was like 50% of their value that they were before. So it's a tremendous time to invest. And again, as we talked about surplus funds, like people need capital now more than ever, especially if they haven't planned ahead or if they've, God forbid, again, lost their job or whatever. So it's really a tremendous time to be in this business for that purpose. Now things may get slowed down a little bit, but it's really easy to get contracts signed right now. And so I ask you guys, especially if you're at home, if you're not working, if you're working from home, which literally if you're working from home, you're probably not working as hard as you normally are. You have more time, like just make those calls, pound the numbers, make those texts, and you will definitely get better results than normal. That's what we've been seeing. I heard that CA is locked down and with martial law. No, it's not martial law. I mean, it probably will be soon, Jose, to be honest. But right now, they announced that, you're going to get locked, that we're supposed to be at home, but it's not really like that. Def to Kid says, how long before the course isn't available? If you're referring to Surplus Fund Mastery, I don't know, man. I mean, it really depends. I mean, if you're talking about like the webinar special pricing, that's supposed to be only for a certain period after you watch the webinar. So I don't know when that was for you, but yeah, we're actually almost past our 1,000th student. We talked about closing it down after that, just because we don't want to have too many people in it. But yeah, Pablo says, I saw you at Goodwill. That's a good one, Pablo. Thought you were into conspiracy theories and stuff, and you say Rockefeller's your favorite businessman. Definitely not into conspiracy. My mom is really into conspiracy theories, and she is like going crazy right now. She's like, oh, this whole thing is a facade, and I'm not into that, to be honest. But I just was like, I've read that whole book, Titan. It's a 700-page book on on Rockefeller and how he grew his business to like dominate the entire world. So yeah, but he's a great entrepreneur, and my best friend actually gave me that, so it's pretty awesome. Anyway, back to YouTube. Been watching your videos for a while and finally buckling down to get started. Thanks for the videos. Definitely, Jennifer. Well, I'm glad I can be some assistance. She says, any skip tracing recommendations, any contact info sites you recommend? Yeah, honestly, Jennifer, let me ask you this. What, if you don't mind sharing, what's your starting budget for your marketing? Like, do you have a lot of money to invest into this right now, or is this something that you really want to do on a budget? And I only ask because I want to cater my advice to where you're at. Because I could give you like a really, really accurate one, but it's going to be really expensive. Or I could give you the most accurate ones that are, a little bit less expensive. So yeah, Charlotte says best time to make money. Honestly, it is, because everyone's panicking right now. Everyone wants capital, and our business is going and bringing that capital to people. So it really is a good time to be involved in surplus funds. And then on top of that, not only does everyone want more money and need more money because of what's going on, but then they're all at home. And so they're a lot more likely to pick up the phone or text you back or whatever it is. Pablo says, is that your office or your room? Pablo, this is my mother's basement. That's where I'm at. I'm at my mother's basement right now. You can tell from the fluorescent lighting that I'm in a basement. So anyways, Pablo likes to come on here and roast me. It's pretty funny. I run my 100K per month business from my mom's basement. That's what I do. That's funny. Anyway, what's the cheapest one and what are the costs? So, Jennifer, there's a whole list. Jennifer, are you in Surplus Fund Mastery? If you are, there's a whole list in module number 2. I think it's video 13, module 2, called the Private Investigator Hack. And in that, I literally give a list of like 40 different skip trace sites. The least expensive ones, or the cheapest ones, are there's literally free ones. There's like True People Search and Free People Search. Those are basically the same site, though. I think they're literally owned by the same company. Yeah, so that's probably the cheapest one. And then the most expensive ones are like TLO and IDI Core. And actually, I don't know if IDI Core is really that expensive, something like $100 a month. But TLO is really good. It's like $1 a search, though. It's pretty expensive, but it's super accurate. So yeah, Jennifer, I'd recommend you hop in. If you can. Like, if you're serious about this business, it's gotten more results than literally every other surplus fund program combined. In fact, some of our students are so successful that they went and they started their own course, which is pretty funny. It's like the ultimate compliment is that I was so successful following what you teach that I'm going to try to compete with you, which is cute. So anyways, Pablo says, nah, man, I like to make the live stream fun. Hey, Pablo, I always enjoy you hopping on here, man. It's always fun. It's always fun. Do you have an affiliate program for the course? We do. So we have a refer a friend program, Jose. We don't do the affiliate stuff anymore because honestly, affiliates kind of bother me. They're very needy. You know, like you have to like follow them around and make sure they're not like just being horrible. I'm not saying you would do this, Jose, but there's a lot of affiliates that like, oh yeah, I'll take 50% and work with you, and then they're like their ads are just like, hey, buy this, and it's a click button solution to make $1 million, and it's like it's not. You have to put work in. So you have to have that concern, and then honestly, like I don't really need help selling it. You know, that's why I give my students a refer a friend link if they want to refer people, and they can make some money doing that. But like I'm not gonna just give like I don't need help getting customers. Like we have plenty of customers, you know. So yeah, that's not the problem. But anyways, Pablo says Bob Diamond. Bob Diamond was not one of our students before, but I actually have never really spoken to Bob Diamond, to be honest with you. So he only teaches tax sales though, which is kind of sad because I feel like you're like leaving so much money on the table, you know. Vic says, Spencer, what's up, man? Just joined the course. Awesome, dude. Or girl, I can't really tell from your profile if you're a dude or a chick, to be honest. So I apologize. But welcome. Welcome to the program. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. Hopefully you're loving it. Anyway, back to how it will affect. So my action plan that I urge you guys to use for, if you guys are doing surplus funds, you guys are doing overages, whether it's mortgage overages or tax overages or bankruptcies or state funds or even judgment overages, if you have learned about that at all. And I don't want to spoil anything we might be working on, but if you've learned about anything like that and you're interested and you're doing those and you're actively making contacts and all that, this is what I recommend you do. A couple steps. Number one is that you take the time that you may have off from work, again, whether that's you working from home or, again, maybe hopefully you got laid off, hopefully not, right? Hopefully that didn't happen. But if you did, it's a time for you to go home and educate yourself and really spend time going through videos on YouTube or hopefully in SurplusFund Mastery if you're serious about your business or whatever the case may be, and really take the time to educate yourself and practice and role play and go through your marketing over and over and over and over again until you've mastered it, because that's the key to go out and get your first couple deals. That's number one. Number two is, once you've taken that time and you've done that, then it's like, okay, how do we deploy this? And now's a better time than ever because again, everyone else is at home, everyone wants capital, everyone wants all that, and so now it's your time to say, hey, you know what? Let me go out, let me reach out to these people. They're at home anyways. Let's talk to them and let's see what's going on. So yeah, that's kind of my, I guess, two-step game plan. The other thing is don't forget to follow up. Don't forget to follow up. Now, I've been asked, that's another thing I want to cover. Is it ethical to use the coronavirus in your marketing? Okay, is that ethical? And it's funny because the info side of our business, the education side of our business is so, it's just so nasty. There's so many scams out there and it's just not good. There's even, honestly, there's some scams in our exact surplus fund niche that compete with us. That's kind of gross, to be honest with you. But let me not take that phone call right now. But sorry about that. Just had a phone call come in. But anyways, so because of all that's going on, there's so many people right now that are running ads in the info business world that are like, oh, the coronavirus, how do you survive it? But, buy my book or something and I'm not going to do all that because that's ridiculous. I will say though, I as long as you're providing real value, which if you're doing surplus funds, you're helping them recover money. I'm not saying you should call them and say, hey, you should, let me help you recover your money because of the coronavirus. But I am saying it's okay to bring that up and saying, hey, look, right now you're at home. It's the best time to do this. You have the time to do this. It's not going to take that much time anyways, but everyone needs the capital right now. So now's the time to do this. And the quicker you do it, the quicker you can see the returns from it. So that's just my opinion. But anyway, yeah, we have a bunch of questions coming in. By the way, if you guys are on YouTube, you guys have questions, there's like 15, 20 of you guys on here. Ask some questions. I got a bunch coming in on Instagram right now. Jose says, wishing the surplus business. What's the best niche to get into right now in this time? As far as surplus funds, I still say state funds, honestly. Maybe bankruptcies if you really need cash, because bankruptcies pay out a little bit quicker, but there's never really been one that's better than the other. I would probably stay away from taxes just because I'm a little worried they might delay the sales, but who knows? Spencer, I have a quick question, man. I'm looking to start calling leads ASAP, but I was just wondering from your experience, what's the best states to register in at the moment? Well, it's a good question. Vic, what state are you in? Vic, honestly, I would just do California. That's what I would do. I do California and, oh, you're in New Jersey? Yeah, New Jersey's not great. New York is horrific. Don't do New York. New Jersey's not that much better. I would just do California, to be honest with you. If you send in your application now, like hopefully it doesn't get any worse and you can get it approved like within the next couple of days, but it might be a little bit longer. Typically, normally we see applications get approved in like 1 to 3 business days. I don't know how the coronavirus is going to affect that, but I would recommend to do California, or like Alaska's good. But New York and New Jersey are unfortunately not very good. You have students actively making deals in Kentucky. Yeah, actually, it's funny. You know, we've kind of under the radar launched this Scale Mastery program. We haven't even launched it yet, to be honest. It's not even done. We're just kind of taking some beta students. And one of the beta students that we brought in, I'm not going to reveal his name, but I'll just tell you, his name's Micah. And his entire mortgage overage business is based in in Kentucky. I'm like choking on this. It's a coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding. It's this granola bar. But yeah, he does all of his deals in Kentucky, in the Louisville area, and I mean he's doing like 3 to 4 mortgage deals a month right now. I don't know how the coronavirus has affected that, but I'm assuming it's probably the same, if not more. So he's killing it right now. So absolutely, man. Again, thanks so much for the time, Spencer. I really appreciate it. Absolutely, Vic. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the family. Hopefully you've gotten your Surplus Warrior gear. You know, I mean, I got my SurplusFund.com shirt on. Drink some water, man. It's ridiculous. I'm not in the business yet, but to me, the trend seems to be in favor of surplus funds despite delays in foreclosure. If people are in bad financial business, 30, 60-day delay is a temporary fix. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to convey to everyone. Now, I will say, if we look at a longer-term timeline and we say, hey, you know what? What's going to happen to this business in, you know, let me try to put this up here. If the real estate market tanks, you know, what's going to happen there? And what's going to happen there is 2 things. Number one is you're going to have more foreclosures. You know, if you have more foreclosures, hypothetically, that could possibly mean more surplus funds. The downside is that you're going to have a lot less equity in those foreclosures because the real estate market's tanking. So if that's the case, what I really recommend that you do is you pivot. So if you're doing a lot of mortgage overages, you probably will be able to do more volume but make less money per deal. And then you can also pivot to state funds because, again, anytime the market crashes, people really want capital. And so that's where state funds really comes in. That's where bankruptcy funds really come in. And even tax overages. You know, tax overages work really, really well. Again, probably the same thing with mortgages where you'll see less per deal, but the volume will hopefully be there. How long is too far back to do research of foreclosure sales and tax lien sales? Jennifer, that first of all, foreclosure and tax are completely different things. Okay. When you're talking with what you're talking about right now, like, yes, it's a similar process in terms of you're helping someone recover money, but you can't do both at the same time because you're going to get confused. Like, for instance, if you let's say someone had a tax foreclosure today and they lost their house, and you contacted them today. In a lot of states, you'd have to wait literally a year to get them to, not to get them, but you can have them sign, but you have to wait a year to recover it. In many states, it's called a redemption period, okay? With mortgage overages, it's the exact opposite, okay? You want to contact people as soon as, and you still want to do the same thing with tax in that regard, but you want to recover the money as soon as possible. And there's most of the times there's not some period you have to wait. In some states like Arizona there is, but in California, for instance, you want to recover that money as quickly as possible. And so I really need to know what state you're talking about and then what method you want to focus on, because doing both is kind of silly, to be honest. And I would recommend right now you would probably want to focus more on foreclosure and or state funds or bankruptcy funds. I would probably steer clear from tax just because of what's going on. I live in Louisville. Would you connect me with him in case I have questions on how to operate in this state? Jose, I don't feel comfortable giving out his info, but I'm happy to reach out to him and see if he'd be open to it. And if he is, I'm happy to do that. Jose, if you could send our support email, like an email just with your information. Our support email is help@surplusfund.com. It's help@surplusfund.com. That's probably going to be the best place to do that. So anyway. Nate hopped on. What's going on, Nate? Zach, how are you? Brian's hopped on. Brian, how you doing, man? Nate, wave you back. What's going on, Nate? I feel like I haven't talked to you in a minute, Nate. How have you been? Now, is school? No, school's probably not going on for you anymore, huh? Probably shut it down. I'll tell you, the craziest thing that's happened with this whole coronavirus is the fact that they shut down all the schools, man. Like, all of my friends that are in school are calling me, you know, and saying like, hey, I don't know what to do now. I have to come home and all this. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, hey, Jose, it's surplusfund.com. There's no S at the end. It's just surplus fund, not surplus funds. But yeah, dude, happy to help, man. Happy to be of assistance any way possible. Spring break's been amazing. I'm sure it has. It's funny. Did you say your email address? Yeah, that's our support email, Jennifer. So they will reach out to you. I mean, as soon as you email, we usually have a 30-minute response time during business hours. So if you were to email right now, you know, it'd be probably a little bit longer, but we're pretty good about getting back to people. Nate, what you up to, bro? Dude, I'm just sitting in my, according to Pablo, I'm in my mother's basement. So I'm sitting in my mother's basement, live streaming to do 2 different places at the same time, trying to answer all these questions, you know, doing my thing. But I do have a special for you guys that are on YouTube, actually. I know the coronavirus is out. People don't want to necessarily invest $2,000 in a program. So I'm actually doing a special for our Killer Closer mini course. So normally it's like a couple $100, but I wanted to drop it down to $67. So in that, it covers exactly how to get started with state funds, how to get registered, and all of that. When I enroll in a company, does your company already have attorneys on board in different states that we work with? Yeah, Sydney. So the way it works with Surplus Fund Mastery is we have attorneys. We actually have one of our coaches is an attorney, so you can come on there and ask her questions. And then we have so many students now. We have students closing deals in like basically every single state, and we definitely have students in every single state. So if we happen to not have an attorney in your state, which most states we do, we can get you in pretty quick. But yeah, and then we actually have contracts for all the states as well. We have a national contract, we have specific state contracts, and all that comes with Surplus Fund Mastery. So yeah. But the big thing, like the reason why we've done this, because the contracts are not cheap. Like we paid per contract probably $500 or $1,000 per contract, and we have like 25 in there, 30 in there, something like that. And the reason why we did that and actually had a real attorney write them is because a lot of programs you go out there and you're like, oh, they're going to give you contracts. And then those contracts are like something that like they wrote themselves at Starbucks while listening to like Drake. Okay. And that's not really a good contract. So we actually went out and had attorneys that we work with that we actually use these contracts to do deals. So we know that they're legit, write the contract. So anyways, that's kind of the idea. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Tevin, what's going on, Tevin? How you doing, man? Theory, what's going on? Is it Theory 24? I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, so Jennifer says, how can I sign up for the special, for the stream special? So Jennifer, I went ahead, I pasted the link in the description, and then in the comment section as well, in the chat section. You can check it out, $67. That includes, what does it include in there? Let me bring up the page so I can just show you. So it includes, it's basically like, so it's the light version of Surplus Fund Mastery. So it comes with the first module and then like one or two of the videos in module 2. But you get the full first module of Surplus Fund Mastery plus a video or two, module 2, plus our full state fund unclaimed property course, plus our script. So it includes our actual sales script that we use on the phone. And then, it just teaches you exactly how to get started with state funds. I know you asked exactly what state funds are. So basically, the way that surplus funds work, Jennifer, is you have foreclosure overages, right? So someone gets foreclosed on, and then there's X amount left. Bring up my screen again, or my camera again. And when the foreclosure happens, there's $100,000 in overage, right? Well, if that $100,000 doesn't get collected in a certain amount of time, it gets sent to the state, and it becomes what's called a state fund. And that's just one of the ways that money ends up with the states, or excuse me, with the state. With state funds. And basically what a state fund is, it's just money that the state's holding on to because they don't know who it belongs to. They can't find the person that it belongs to. So it's the same thing as surplus funds, except you're just going out and you're finding people that are owed money from the state instead of a foreclosure. It's not within, it's with, hopefully it makes sense. It's after a certain period of time when it's gone to the state. But the cool thing is the state funds actually, here's actually $50 billion at the state right now. And that's because it's more than just foreclosures. It's life insurance plans, it's stocks, it's rent deposits, it's a million different reasons. So yeah. Are you invested in the stock market, right? Sean, I want to be so bad. I've never, that's not true. I bought some options back when I was a kid. Like I was literally 17 and the oil market had taken a dip. It went from $90 a barrel to $25 because of something that was going on overseas. And I was like, there's no way this is going to stay this way. So I bought I don't remember how many, not very many because I didn't have that much money, but I literally made doubled my money in 2 months. It was crazy. But it was probably $1,000. It wasn't that much. But right now I'm not. I've really considered buying Carnival Cruise stock or Boeing stock or stuff like that or even Ford stock because it's just so low right now that it's it's the best time to buy all that stuff, And again, that's not investment advice. I'm just telling you my opinion. So don't buy that and then have it go wrong and blame me because I didn't tell you to do that. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking about doing. Okay. Do different states require changes to the contracts? Yes, in many cases they do. Honestly, though, that's why we have national contracts and the full program. Just because a lot of times it's 1 or 2 changes and you can pretty much use the same contract. A lot of times. Sometimes it's a lot more, but So who's? That's not what I wanted to do. Who's on here right now? We got Brian. Brian's still on. Brian, you've been kind of quiet, Brian. To be honest, I'm kind of sad. Brian always hypes me up. Theory. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't think I am. Nate. All you guys are on here hanging out. And we got about 15, 20 people on YouTube. What's going on here? Thanks for answering all your questions. Well, I'm happy to help, Jennifer. Hopefully I've been of some level of assistance today. You guys have any other questions for me? Any other questions on Instagram, on YouTube? I want to hop on here real quick and discuss the mayhem that's going on. The toilet paper's out. The bank is out of cash. My support team's gotten the craziest emails this week. Just the craziest things. People completely acting out of character. It's crazy, man. What are your favorite states to work in? Theory, what niche are you in terms of, are you talking about surplus fund or mortgage overages, state funds, tax overages, bankruptcies? Because it's going to be different states for each one. That's the greatest thumbnail to a video. That's funny. Tax. So tax, really what's working really well is Florida right now. Florida is doing really, really, really well for us. In fact, David's closed 7 deals. I don't know if it's been that much, but it's been 6 or 7 deals in the last 3 to 4 weeks. Just himself. He's not even having anyone else do the calls for tax overages in Florida. So he's killing it right now. I see you staying hydrated. Dude, so I hired a personal trainer. I'm trying to get back in shape. And she's like, you got to drink more water. So I'm supposed to drink 1 of these a day. I'm not even halfway done. So I'm trying to just chug this thing down, to be honest. And I have not eaten all day either, which is I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded. So I need to go eat for sure, but hopefully I don't get stopped on the way home. What are you doing out? But Florida has a few limits, right, of 12%. I believe that's only for mortgage overages, to be honest with you. I have to double check with David on the tax overage side. I know we have one of our students, Rick. He's the guy that I always talk about doing $100K a month because he's doing just stupid numbers with mortgage overages. They're doing business in 5 states. They have 10 salespeople. It's crazy. And he does, one of the states he does is Florida. And I know I don't want to say I know for a fact, but I'm 99% sure he told me that Florida mortgages is 12%. And then tax, I have to double check with David. I don't know if there's a limit. off the top of my head. So there usually is though. But yeah. Any other questions on YouTube? You guys are kind of quiet on YouTube today. It's so sad. YouTube's usually popping. You guys are. City says, great. I'm in Houston, Texas. I don't know if I read that before, but City, that's awesome. I'm in Orange County, California. If you know that, or I don't know if you know or not, but yeah. So actually, I've gone to Texas a lot. I went up to Dallas like, I don't know, 6 or 7 times last year. Morgan, what's going on, Morgan? How are you? What a long time since we've talked. Holy crap. Time is flying. Hopefully you're staying safe, Morgan. Hopefully you're staying safe and everything's okay. And I do have I think I said this earlier, I have a friend that his father caught the coronavirus, has been confirmed now, and thoughts and prayers are to him. He's in the hospital right now. So I mean, this virus is not a joke. For most people, you're not either going to not have symptoms, or your symptoms are going to be really, really, really not serious at all. But obviously there's people out there, like my friend's dad, that are severely affected by it, and it's really scary. So, my thoughts and prayers are with him and with his family, but yeah, I mean, don't be like me. Stay at home. Don't go to the office. Don't do what I'm doing. Okay. Do what I say. If you guys enjoyed this on YouTube, give me a like. Let me know if you guys enjoyed my take on how the coronavirus will affect surplus funds and overages. So, anyways, Adrian, what's going on, Adrian? How are you? Adrian, I'm covering the topic of how surplus funds will be affected by the coronavirus, and I'd love to get your opinion since you just hopped on here. If you could give a quick, short few sentences on how you think it will affect. Because I know you told me you were getting a lot of people reaching out to you talking about how they were ignoring your messaging, and now all of a sudden, in fact, you got a deal recently. Yeah, let's bring you on. Let's bring Adrian on, even though we're on YouTube too, but I'll try to put him. Here we go. This is exciting, but we're bringing someone on live. This is so cool.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
This is like the first time I saw it.
Yeah, no, I'm live. We're live on YouTube right now. We're live on Instagram, obviously. So, I know you just flew to where was it? Cleveland, or where'd you go?
No, I'm in beautiful Ohio right now. It's on lockdown though, so I left one quarantine to go to another quarantine. It kind of sucks. but so your question was for the viewers: how will this crisis or new recession kind of affect the overage industry?
Exactly.
You're going to have, it's going to be easier to close, Mm-hmm. We're having now, like with my guys holding down the fort back home, they're doing one call, closes. People understand, and we're not exploiting it. Like, I see a lot of exploitative marketing right now, right? Like,
Yeah.
I saw a horrible one. It was like, you don't need to leave your house if the corona will buy your house cash. Like, there's people who are literally exploiting it, like clickbait.
Yeah.
But if you can just, like, subtly work that into your script,
Yeah. Uh-oh, I think we lost him. But yeah, we talked about that earlier, how like you don't want to exploit the coronavirus, but at the same time, it is a possibility to make some money. Because it's a pain point, and people really want capital right now for their business. I think we lost him here, but that's unfortunate. But yeah, so that's been a big thing. Ray says here real quick. Uh-oh. I think he's going to want to come back on. Ray says real quick, would your company have a payment plan soon? Ray, we actually already have a payment plan for Surplus Fund Mastery. So yeah, I mean, dude, you're more than welcome to hop in. We have a payment plan, 597 times 5. Let me try to bring, 597 times 5. That's right. Let me try to hop on with Adrian again. And so we can get him back on here, because I really would like to get his opinion. Because he just got a deal in Texas the other day. And it's kind of a funny story that has to do with the coronavirus. So let me add him on here. Nathan says, whoa, Instagram is so delayed. Yeah, no, Instagram is not the greatest platform. Cool.
Oh yeah. So the deal I just got in Austin, it was a woman who she's still living in the house that was foreclosed on, but because she's elderly and also because of the moratorium on evictions and stuff like that, she still has like another, I believe, 30 days until people could even try to bring her to court to get her out of the property.
Right.
So there's plenty of time to recover the proceeds for her. But what we're working in with my guys back home, I'm telling them, we put in the script, because we of course we want people to take action, right? We just believe that they need these now. It's not something we put off.
Right.
A little bit more pressure, but it's like a good pressure.
Right.
And it's like we say it just as you put in the scripts, how you're talking about getting it done now as opposed to later.
Right.
We just say, with this, with the economic uncertainty, gripping the nation, don't you agree that it would be best to get it done,
right now?
Right now, or we say you're going to do it eventually, but what better time than to do it right now? With everything that's going on.
And that's been the key, because I've seen the same ads, especially on YouTube and what I do with the education side, of just people exploiting the heck out of this whole coronavirus thing, kind of to a disgusting level. And like, one thing I'll say is, I don't want to say it's okay to use it a little bit, but if you're using it to provide real value, like for what we're doing at Surplus Funds, you're genuinely helping them get capital. You're not trying to rip people off or anything like that. Then it's okay to use it as a pain point a little bit, but you shouldn't be like, hey, coronavirus, like, you shouldn't be everything that you say. Because there's definitely people doing that right now. So,
oh my God.
So, awesome, Matt. So let me ask you this. How big of a difference have you seen with your marketing in terms of the conversions because of everything that's going on?
Oh, the conversions, I'm saying usually it would take around 3 to 5 touches, right, to a person to get them to sign and to move, into processing a deal. Now it's probably around 1 to 3.
Oh, wow. So it's like cut in half almost.
What?
It's like would you say it's about cut in half?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like maybe in half up to 2/3 even.
Wow.
Because especially with state funds, I have 2 guys. I have one guy, Anthony. He's the license finder, and then my guy Chris. So I have 2 guys just only on state funds, and they're just sending out like every day 2 or 3 state fund contracts out in the mail, like just in California alone. So with state funds, I'd have to say it's probably like on the first call you can send them out.
Yeah.
With mortgage surplus funds, it's more, you know what I mean, like second or third.
Right.
But definitely conversion-wise, guys, like this is really the best product or service that you can really like, kind of even push people a little bit, to close them on. But
right.
Doing it correctly.
I think I'm losing him again. Right. Yeah.
You're letting someone down who could really use it.
Right. Yeah, definitely, man. That's definitely the key, and it's just been interesting because, I mean, obviously right now people need capital more than anything. I mean, at least they feel that way. In some cases, it's definitely true. Like they got laid off or whatever the case is. And I mean, again, like what service? What are we really selling? We're saying, hey, let's recover your money. So it's definitely the right time to be in it. I don't know. Did you see President Trump had a speech a couple days ago? I don't remember exactly. He's done a bunch of them, so I don't remember exactly which one it was. But he did one. Oh yeah, look at that. He pulled up his contacts.
So I have them only put contact if it's like a definite lead.
Yeah.
So we saw today, I did not make a single call dial. My team made 497 dials, and we got about 14 leads out of it. So it's for cold calling, it's always going to be around like 3 to 5 or 2 to 4% typically. We find with just straight, and then they'll just like leave notes like, follow up or already taken care of. Some people will say, but this guy has other stocks, that he's owed. So it's like there's a chance to do that. But, I really loved what you talked about, Spencer, in really like if you're not tracking your metrics,
Yeah.
like you're just in the dark.
Yeah. It's key. And that's how you scale. Because once you have that data, then you're like, okay, it cost me this amount to get a deal, and an average deal is this size, so I'm making X amount of dollars profit. So if I just do this 10 times more, then I'm gonna make 10 times. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and we know that on state funds we're averaging, but we're going after the 5 to 10,000, commission.
Yeah.
But if we send out 2 or 3 of those a day, even if only one of them converts into revenue.
Yeah,
that's a lot. I'm trying to be like Julio now. So,
dude, Julio's a savage, man. That guy is like his sales ability is so crazy. Like he's just such a natural like speaker on the phone. It's crazy to watch.
When are you going? Are all the coaching calls going to just remain as usual?
I mean, unless something drastically changes, but it's all Zoom calls anyway, so it's. Like, we can do it from home,
Oh, yeah.
But,
But, the Scale Mastery program, wow, like, just watching Rick's stuff, I gave access to my callers to that module, though.
Yeah.
It's like they're brand new people. It's like I just hired, God.
His videos are insane, dude.
Guys, like, really, don't think of a higher-level program as something for you. Think of it like it's just like Cardone University, right? Like Cardone University, it allows if a business owner invests in Cardone University, he gets to minimize the amount of time that you have to spend training your new salespeople and hiring. So that like Scale Mastery does that for your people. So if you buy it and you give your people access to it, it's like you don't need to train them or like be there every single day. The program trains them.
Right.
So that's definitely a huge plus.
And that's been the crazy thing is like we've already heard a lot of that from the other couple people that are in it. We haven't even launched it yet fully, and it's not even done yet. You know what I mean? But Rick's videos are absolutely insane. Like absolutely insane, dude. I've been watching them too. I'm like, holy crap, this is ridiculous, dude. So, anyways, you gotta love Rick, man. Hopefully he's watching this on YouTube, but if he's not, gotta love him, man. The guy's a legend. So, anyway, and you too, man. I mean, hey, you came in. I really like the auto tech stuff. I know it. We went back and forth with it, and it really came out well. So,
yeah, you did a good job. Guys, like really, we show programs like right even with the software. Mm-hmm. It's you just got to do the software that you like the most, and is simple for you.
Yeah.
Like the templates are there, but whether like with the ringless voicemail, whether you want to do REI Rail or you want to do was it Drop Cowboy?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it doesn't matter. Just the principles, the fundamentals. Software is just software,
Right. But
it's like the strategy. How do you implement it, and what type of ad copy do you use? Whether it's talking, because like the voicemail is like it's like spoken copy,
right?
The text is just texted copy, so it's like all that matters really is the words that you use to get people to take action.
100%.
You can use whatever software you want as long as it gets people to take action.
Right. Absolutely, man. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you hopping on here with me. You got anything, any last words to say to everyone on?
Guys, if I don't come back from here, I love you all. I'm honestly like, I came and I got shut down, so I think I'm just going to be, going live like you all weekend. But thanks so much, Spencer.
That'll be awesome. Appreciate you coming on, Adrian.
Okay, so see you soon.
Awesome, guys. Anyway, that was always fun. Adrian's one of our students, if you don't know. We also brought him in to coach a little bit, or teach, his auto tech stuff in Scale Mastery. Trey says, my guy Ryan Matthews? Yeah, dude, that's like, he's in our webinar Mafia. That guy's a killer. I love that guy. Tammy says, hey, buddy. Hey, Tammy. How are you doing? I don't know if you're talking to me or Adrian, but Jaden says, yo. Oh, let's look at YouTube. I feel like I've been neglecting YouTube a little bit before I go back to Instagram here. Sydney says, will I need a special license or anything like that to get started with state funds in Texas? That's a great question, Sydney. Typically speaking, state funds, it can vary widely. So Texas, I know for a fact, you need what's called a private investigator license. And most states require a private investigator license. In Texas, it's actually more of a real license. But what I would do if I were you is I would register with California, because it's literally just you send in a document and then you can literally instantly do deals in California. It doesn't matter if you live in Texas or not. That's what a lot of people do. And then that way you can start making some money on the side as you're getting your actual license for Texas, and then you can kill it there. And the good news is, because it's a little bit more difficult to get that license in Texas because you have to put a little more work, there's a lot less competition. So you'll go there and you'll have the whole market to yourself basically, versus, having to not compete with a lot of people, because not a lot of people doing it, but you know what I mean? There's a lot less people doing it because they don't want to put in the work for that. So hopefully that makes sense, Sydney. If you guys are enjoying this on YouTube, drop a like. Let me know. If you guys have questions, let me know. Trey says, what do you guys do? We do surplus fund recovery. That's what we do. Miles joined. Oh, did not mean to switch. Hey, buddy. I'm waving at everyone. What else is going on, guys? Any more questions while I have some of you guys on here? Real quick. Any more questions on YouTube before we call it a stream? I need to go eat. I'm really, really, really hungry. So, have not eaten all day, which is not good. I'm trying to gain a little bit of weight, so it's not good. Travel hopped on. Awesome, guys. All right, guys, it looks like the questions are kind of dying down, unless there's any last second ones. Real quick, I'm going to take another swig of my water, and then we will call it a day. Sydney says, thanks with the flex. Thanks, Sydney. Happy to be of assistance. Sydney, have you gotten in Surplus Fund Mastery yet? Honestly, Sydney, have you gotten in Surplus Fund Mastery yet? It's okay if you haven't. I'm just curious. Because you always, you're hopping on live streams all the time and all this. There's a specific site for getting my PI license in California. Yeah, there is. There's actually a form that we have in Surplus Fund Mastery, hence why I'm asking if you're in it. And that form literally, it literally is you just fill out a couple questions and you just send it in, and then it's done. So that's what I recommend that you do, is you get the form. But Sydney, are you in the program? Sydney, we've talked so much. I feel you sound like you're really serious about this. I don't want you to let's put it this way, Sydney. David has been doing surplus funds and has been doing real estate for 20 years. It's taken David, I think it's 19 years to be exact, but it's taken David almost 20 years to get to the level he's at now. And what he did was he literally just put all that information in one program and said, skip the 20 years, here's now. And that's why the webinar special pricing, which I'm happy to give to you, Sydney, because you seem awesome. It's such a great deal. Leo, what's going on? How are you? Randy hopped on. Hopefully Randy's doing well. I haven't talked to Randy in a minute. I'm sorry, I should say Peter. It's not Leo or Leon. I'm having a day, man. I'm having a rough day. Anyway, any other questions, guys, real quick before we call it a day? Still have a bunch of people on YouTube. Still have some people on Instagram. I'm going to send this video or this live stream replay out to a bunch of people on my email list. Hopefully get some more views. If you guys did enjoy this, you guys are on YouTube, drop a like. Let me know. You guys want to see something cool too? Check this out. I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys know that I can do this. But check this out. Ooh. Anyway. Sydney says, not yet, but working towards it. Sydney, I'm telling you right now, there's never a better time to do it than right now. I'm literally giving you all the bonuses, giving you the special pricing, and with everything that's going on in the economy right now, you heard it from one of our students, Adrian, literally, that now's the time. People want money more than ever, So it's the easiest close in the world. So anyway, not gonna sit here and sell you on it, but I'm just saying. BTS has hopped on. Pun Rage hopped on. Gave me the thumbs up. Awesome pun. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you so much. If you guys have any other questions, like I said, I'm happy to answer them real quick before I hop off here, but I do want to go eat dinner. I'm very, very, very hungry. People are calling me, asking me where I am. I'm working. That's what I'm doing. I'm working. I'm over here putting in the grind, putting in the work. Everybody else is at home. No, I'm just kidding. You should be at home right now. Should be at home. I'm kind of a crazy person. So Who's on the YouTube, the Instagram? Awesome, guys. All right, guys. Looks like everything's dying down. I'll take one more swig. Any other questions? If not, I'm hopping off. And I'm gonna go eat some dinner. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully this helped with the coronavirus, my thoughts on it, how it's going to affect surplus funds, all of that. You know, it's really is a fantastic time to be in this business. With the exception of them potentially delaying some foreclosures and all that. If you're doing state funds, if you're doing bankruptcies, even if you're doing foreclosures, they're going to delay it like what, 3 months max, maybe 6 months max, right? That's still plenty. It's still the best time to get people to want to work with you because they need money so bad. So anyway, that's just my opinion. Sydney says, no doubt I'll hit you up directly when I'm ready. All right, Sydney, I understand. I hope you take action. I would hate to see you look back at this time and see, wow, I could have closed 10, 20 deals in that 2-month, 3-month period. But I waited and because I wasn't ready. So anyways, wish you the best, Sydney. Nate, go get some food, bro. Appreciate it, Nate. Thank you so much. Pun says, I'm glad you did a live. I'm glad I did a live too. I think we needed this. I think we needed this connection, you know? So anyways, thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and end this. And I will talk to you guys later. All right, guys. I got rid of those ridiculous Instagram people. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for watching. And have a good one, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Stay indoors. And I'll see you guys later. If you guys enjoyed this, drop a like on the video. It means a lot to me. I don't know why, just for my ego. You know, I need it. But with that being said, I will see you guys later. Have a good one.